founder of Mischief in Action, Mia Tan.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for spending your lunchtime with me. All right, I have good news, I have bad news. The good news is I have a lot to share, I might overrun. The bad news is I only have 30 minutes. So I'm going to go really quickly. And today's topic is on small voices, big choices, and how young travelers are steering family travel trends. I use the word steering, but actually it's more like manipulating the travel trends, okay? So today's session, I'm gonna let you know a little bit about who am I, why are you gonna spend 30 minutes with me. I want to get to know a little bit about you guys as an audience, why are you here for this session, and then we'll look at some statistics, real statistics, and we'll look at some three key pillars for you to build your family strategies around, and some examples, and we will do some Q&A at the end if we have time. All right? So just very quickly, I spent the last 12 years in family edutainment. I started off in 2013 with Kidsania Singapore, part of a pre-opening team, from flat ground to what it is today. Key highlights, bringing in the 737 aircraft, doing the flight simulators for the kids to role play as pilots, cabin crew, working with brand partners like Maybank, Parkway Hospital, Yakult, Pizza Hut, to kind of distill their industry expertise into role play activities for kids. And also, I left Kidzania and I joined Shangri-La. I mean, who does not want to join Shangri-La, right? So I was part of the pioneer team for their family experience department. And these are all the play spaces, the family floors that we have opened over the years, not just in Singapore, but in Sri Lanka, in Hong Kong, in Fuzhou, and so on. So we've done a lot of opening last year, actually, especially in Island Shangri-La, which we'll review shortly as well. Now, I want to get to know all of you as an audience. All right? Can I know how many of you are from the hotel sector? Can I raise your hands? Nobody. So everybody's on the greener side of the grass, is it? Where you're from like travel agencies or other parts of tourism? Yes? Okay, great. Can I see a show of hands? How many of you are parents? You have kids aged 4 to 12. Couple of you? Okay, great. Oh, good, good. How many of you have traveled, gone on a holiday with your kids? Everybody has? Okay, very good. Now, last question. Hand on heart. How many of you can actually say, I really enjoyed my holiday with my kids? Hey, actually not bad leh. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Can I just come down? I want to know why you raised your hand, especially from a dad, right? Why did you enjoy your session, your holiday?
Because I never found it restrictive in a way. I mean, managing to travel with kids gives you a different dimension, You shouldn't intend that. What would otherwise you without them, I think.
So it's more like the connection and the experience that you had. How about for you then? Why did you enjoy it?
I might travel with my kids. Like kids always meet new things, and I love to see them happy.
Very good. So it's about enjoying new experiences, that connection with the kids, and we'll come right back to that in the later part of the session. So some hard statistics, okay? You can chat GPT this, no problem. So we're looking at stats from Agoda as well as American Express Travel, who is telling you that family travel is on the rise, especially post-COVID, right? Because business travel, corporate travel, a little bit soft, all thanks to Zoom and online meetings. So family travels are on the rise, and because corporate travels for meetings are now softening, when business travelers get their travel, they may want to extend it into a leisure travel if they possibly can have the opportunity to, bring their kids and family. Also, shout out to STB Singapore Tourism Board from the government agencies as well. They also published about the demographic trends of family travels, you can see from here, as well as very important key motivators why people travel with their kids. Because traveling with kids is a pain, to be honest. A lot of them, of course, when you go on holiday, you want to rest and recharge, you want to connect with your kids, potentially even with grandpa and grandma. Because for my kids to connect with their grandpa, grandma, and also for me as a child to connect with my own parents as well. But of course, being Asian parents, we cannot let our kids just play. We will always say, what are you learning, huh? If you're not learning new knowledge, Are they learning new skills? Are they learning new values? Are they being exposed to more culture? Asian parents being Asian parents, we must let our kids learn even when they're playing, right? So these are some of the motivators for parents when they do go on their travels with the family. So we've heard from the travel agencies, we've heard from the government agencies as well. So why kids? Why should properties or hotels or theme parks or shopping malls, want to have a focus on kids? Because traveling with kids, business travelers, they are housekeepers' dream. They come in, they check in, they go for dinner, go for their meetings, come back to sleep, next morning have breakfast, check out. The room is untouched. Housekeepers just need to fluff the pillows. But with families checking in, they check in at 3. By 6 o'clock, housekeeper is like, hello, can you please come clear the dustbin? It's full of diapers, chocolate wrappers, snacks, wet tissue paper, and please change all the towels because all the kids are wet from the pool. So why would you want to drive family businesses? If you're a family resort, no choice. Your target audience are families. But how do you set yourself apart from the whole row of resorts down the whole stretch of beach? If you're a city hotel, yeah, perhaps you have mixed target audiences. On weekdays, you will have your corporate, your businesses, and maybe weekends is a bit soft. You may want to have a bit of an uplift on your weekends or your off-peak days, having staycations with families. Again, like I mentioned, multi-generational travel. When there's multi-generational travel or leisure travel, they have longer stays. They have multi-room bookings. And of course, if they eat and stay on property, you have, ancillary spend as well. I have a story to share. One of my friends brought her 2 kids to Bangkok. And I said, oh, great, which hotel did you stay at? And she said, oh, the kids really wanted to stay at Kapinski because of the kids club. But it's very expensive. I said, then how? Then where you stay? She said, so she booked 1 room at Kapinski, have the 2 kids, stay with grandpa and grandma. Then she and husband stay at the hotel. So it worked out fine for everyone because the parents got kind of a premium stay, the kids had their kids club, and of course, mommy and daddy had their me time as well. So again, we're looking at multi-room bookings for family travelers. And something that is not quite measurable immediately is that you are building your next generation of guests. You may not see it now, but you may see it in the next 10 to 20 years, because when these kids grow up, they won't remember the time they had with you, your brand, or your property. And of course, now with social media, it is free marketing when parents post about their holidays. So again, I'm sharing some statistics. You will see 70% travel with their kids, picking the destination based on what the kids want, 63% dining choices, and 56% choose based on their kids club or programming. Again, not by me, this is by Hilton. Okay, so we've heard from travel agents, we've heard from government bodies, and now we're hearing from the properties themselves. All right, so they have kid-centric choices. People are choosing based on what the kids want. People choose based on whether there are kids programming, whether there are kids club, kids rooms, and they let kids choose what they want to eat. Even though you've eaten pizza for like 7 times this week already, yeah? So what do all these statistics mean? I'm going to distill it very quickly for you. If there's nothing you take away today, take away these 3 key pillars for your strategy. Stay, play, and buffet. All right, not Phoebe buffet, okay, makan buffet, yeah? So these are the key 3 pillars that you can look at your property or your business to how you can pick and choose, because everyone's business and or property is unique. So you can pick and choose on which of these pillars you want to focus on. And of course, we'll have some case studies on these different pillars as well, right? But before we go into that, let's look at what kids really, really, really want. And we heard from the parents just now, they want to connect, they think it's a magical journey. That's what we adults want. What do kids want? And also, what do parents want? Because after all, we are the paymaster, right? So what do kids want? Firstly, kids want recognition. They are small, they are out of sight, over the counter, check-in counter, they are in my blind spot, I cannot even see them. I have to like tiptoe up, oh, there you are. So with my team, I always tell them, always welcome the kids first, always greet them first. Hello, they are also well, little, but a little human being as well. So they also want to be recognized. They want to say, hey, look at me, see me. And they want their decision to also shape the trip. Reward. How many of us are guilty of telling the kid, if you do this, later you get ice cream. We do that all the time, right? You know, my manager also does that to me. If you hit the sales target, you will get a bonus. Same thing, okay? So all of us, we want rewards, not just the little ones. And it's always the proud moments to say, I achieved this. Relationship. They also want to build connection. Maybe not so much with the parents, but they want to build connections with their friends, the new friends that they meet at the holiday place, at the kids club. And actually a lot of them do make friends with my team members as well. They form that connection with their new friends. And what do parents want? Parents want a place that is safe and smart. Safe is not just kids being physically safe, that they're not going to fall off and then bang their head and so on, but also a place where it is clean and hygienic as well. Because kids today, they have a lot of eczema or they may be asthmatic. So we are looking at clean, sanitized play spaces as well. And again, smart, because parents being parents, we want the kids to be learning while they're having fun. Second, easy peasy, the ease of travel. All right? I know Daddy just now said that it was a magical journey for him to go on a holiday with his kids, but really, traveling with kids in reality is you have one bag of toys, one bag of diapers, one bag of snacks, one bag of clothes, and then mommy only has a small bag of clothes for her outfit of the day photo shoot for Instagram. So we really want to travel easy, travel light. So I have also another friend. She went to Japan with her husband and her two kids. I think her kid was 3, 4, and then one is like 6, 7. Checked in at the boarding gate. She turns to her husband, hey, where's the stroller, huh? And her husband got like, oh, I think we left it at the check-in counter. Long story short, stroller's at home. Didn't even make it to the airport. So no choice, they boarded the plane, they went to Japan, 1 whole week. Both of them, one carrying each child in arms, came back, all had to see chiropractor because, arm pain, shoulder pain, and everything. So imagine if you stayed at a property where you can loan a stroller. That would have saved you so much, right? I mean, yes, maybe it may cost a bit more, but hey, you're going to spend the money at a chiropractor anyway, right? So again, the ease of travel, being thoughtful to just ease the journey for the parents. And lastly, parent pause, me time. It's also my holiday as much as it is my kids' holidays. All right, so I see most of you who said, I have truly enjoyed the holiday, which is good. I've also heard stories where parents need a holiday away from their kids after they come back. Right, so this is what kids want, 3 points that kids want, and 3 points that parents want. Okay, have this in mind while we explore the other examples moving on. Now, do you remember the first pillar we talked about? Stay, stay, play, and buffet. So we're going to explore stay now. Hong Kong Disneyland. Nobody does it better than Disney. Also, shout out the Disney cruise in front. Okay, nobody does it better than Disney. They have a whole theme park next to their team hotel, right? So this is a Disney room. Okay, you can see that they have themed beds, themed furniture, themed food. They even have themed amenities. Check out how cute the bathroom slippers are. If you don't have a character, what do you do? Take some advice from Four Seasons. So in Four Seasons Beijing, they collaborated with the Little Prince. They had a Little Prince room. And also in Guangzhou, you can see they also have the very standard baby cot and tent in the room. But also they paid so much attention to the detail. The furniture that looks like cloud, the pillow, the star pillows, every little detail was themed. Okay, of course some of you is gonna say, hey Mia, hello, I don't have this kind of room space. I'm a city hotel, I don't have this kind of space. Or, hello, I don't think my owners is going to approve this budget, okay? No problem. We will also explore some other options that you can do. I'm also going to showcase Shangri-La, my heart. What we have done is we have opened Island Shangri-La in Hong Kong early last year. These are the themed rooms We started with a family floor and theme rooms in Shangri-La, Singapore. You can see the Safari Suite. And we also have theme suites in Qinhuangdao, Harbin, as well as in Hong Kong. Now, what they have done is they have taken the geography and the city which the property is in and themed the rooms around it. So if you see the Hong Kong, the Island Shangri-La Hong Kong one, what is the iconic item in Hong Kong? It is the Ting Ting tram. For those of you who've been, it's like the San Francisco tram as well. So the kids actually have a bed that is themed as a Ting Ting tram. Pretty cool, huh? And of course, Harbin being a snow city, you have the reindeer sleigh, and Qinhuangdao being a beach side. You have the beach camper van as well. Okay? And just 4 hours away from us, Park Royal Collection, you can see a Pen Pack booth also in front up there. They also have their own theme rooms, very magical, very Harry Potter-ish, almost. You have a train station, you have also the rainforest. So these are the different themes. Again, yes, I understand this takes space, this takes up a lot of space. It takes up room keys that you need to convert that you cannot really sell to corporate guests as well. And also it also takes up a lot of budget. But of course, if you say, I'm not quite ready to take the plunge and do themed rooms, yes, you can still do your tent, your in-room tents or sofa beds. So these are some examples in Singapore. Capital Kapinski as well as Grand Copthorne, they have the tent, they have the night lights, they have some board games for kids to do in the room. Now, one of the other things we spoke earlier on was about my girlfriend with the stroller, right? One thing that we have also, no longer we, but what we have done in Shangri-La was that we included a pantry where family guests who stay on that particular floor or the family suites can access some of the items that we have, whether it's a stroller, whether it's baby chair, whether it's diapers, games, bottle sterilizers, thermometers. All these are made for the convenience of the guests. And because we've got such great feedback, we replicated the same in Island Shangri-La, and even now in Marina Bay Sands, they also do have a similar pantry where guests can loan items to ease their journey. All right, play is our next category. This is our new splash water park that we opened late last year or early this year at the Shangri-La Singapore. And if you want to know who's built it, he's sitting right there. If you need to build a water park. All right, so we're going to look at the play. This is my favorite topic, and I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to run very quickly through this. Now, these are some of the kids' club I want to showcase, okay? JW Marriott, Ritz-Carlton. You can see that kids' club are no longer what it used to be. It's no longer a room with TV and PlayStations, a couple of board games, a couple of storybooks, and they say, there, I have a kids' club, I'm a recreation team, I'm family friendly. From these, you can tell we have evolved, we have come a long way. And one of the companies that I want to highlight is Intercontinental Hotels. These are their kids' club in their resorts. When I saw this, I'm like, these guys know what they are doing. Okay, because today's kids, you can tell that when they design a kids' club, they have an area for active play, for kids who like to jump, slide, run and chase. We have the active zone. We also have the quiet zone, where kids can sit, they can read, they can chill out. We also have the creative zone, where kids can sing, they can dance, they can color, they can draw. So they, obviously from their design, there's a lot of thinking, a lot of thought process in that design. In fact, a lot of child science is probably also behind all this design. Of course, if you don't have a beautiful kids club, what else you can do is you can do little activity kits and goodie bags that the kids can do in room. Okay, I know not everyone has the luxury of space, but you can do some child-targeted, self-directed activities, whether it's coloring books or treasure hunts or activity books. I want to showcase this Conrad New York's Little Kid Big City Adventure Kit. It is not specific to Conrad per se. It is more about a kid's treasure map about New York as a city. Yeah, I'm hoping that soon ITB will come up something like that as well. And these are some of the activities that I have crafted over the years. And you'll see most of them actually don't involve a lot of equipment. Okay? Because if you don't have the space, you don't have the budget, you don't want to print anything, then you may need to invest in your people. The people who can actually do the activities, interact with the kids, engage with them. So we've taken them out in our gardens to look for squirrels because the first one, they were on a, they won't say a hunt, but they were trying to find Mr. Squirrel a home, and the topic was, what does a squirrel need? They need food, they need water, they need shelter. Whereabouts in a hotel can we find that? So that was one of the gamifying game treasure hunt that we had, and the kids got to write a storybook. The second one was for Halloween. We had our team members, dress up for a masquerade. They were dancing in the lobby. And we thought kids would be scared, but no, they came bravely. This little girl is really she's probably like 3. And she came bravely up to take candy. And the third photo, one of my best team member, Hidayah, she joined me from Kidzania to Buds. So she's doing storytelling. And the last boy on the slide, his name is Jack. He has gone down the water slide 50 times that day. I know because I was on duty under the hot sun on that slide, okay? So the first time he came out, I was like, Jack, are you going down the slide today? And he said, yeah, and he went down. Then by the 10th time, I'm like, okay, Captain Jack. I gave him my identity, and then he suddenly became Captain Jack. And after his 30th time, I'm like, so Captain Jack, are you defending your pirate ship today? I gave him a task, right? So he went down the slide 50 times that day, thoroughly enjoyed himself. And so you need to work with your team members to be able to engage and deliver these activities with the kids. And of course, the last couple of pictures is of my nephew, nieces, and my friends' kids. They are very small in these photos, but in reality, they are at university now. So these are them over at Kidzania role-playing as radio DJs and role-playing as firefighters. And I got one last story to share before we end off the play. This boy. So Hidayah, you saw just now earlier, was telling the story. So after the storytelling, usually we have them do a craft activity. And this craft activity was designing a kite. I can't remember the story, something about a kite that flew away. So he was so proud of his kite. He was like, take a photo of me and my kite. And when his mom came to pick him up from the kids club, he proudly showed his mom, I did this, right? And he told his mom, I want to bring it home. At that moment, the mom glared at me, and I knew exactly what she meant. It was wow, this kite's so big. How you want me to pack inside the luggage for the 18-hour flight back home to America, huh? So from that moment on, I never designed any activity with such a big item, okay? So, long story short, the kite made it home. And how do we know that? Because a week later, the mom sent us an email and said, Dear Team Buds, we had a wonderful stay with you guys. The weather in California is lovely. It's sunny and windy, just like it was in Singapore. It's a perfect day for kite flying. And she sent a photo of him flying his kite back home, right? I've had terrible days at work, but moments like this really, really makes it worthwhile. Right, so last pillar that we're going to talk about, buffet. So you see, I'm going to talk a little bit about the last photo with the kids and that pinkish drink, okay? So on buffet, when I go to the kitchen, the chefs hates it because every time I come in, they're like, 哎呦, 来了. AB, egg blur, egg busy, because she sure wants a lot of things. Yes, I know chefs, this takes a lot of effort to craft and to carve that carrot to look like a rabbit. I know it's very hard to go and punch out all the seaweed and make all the panda eyes on the onigiri. So yes, I know it's probably easy if you have 1 or 2 kids at home. But when you have 200 kids, it's really not easy to make themed food items. Are there other ways that you can do it? Yeah, maybe with cute cutleries, maybe have the kids do it themselves. And you can see the drink. It is a collaboration that we did with Play-Doh. Play-Doh was going to launch their latest cafe toy. And they said, hey, I'm going to do a influencer event. can you come up with a drink? I said, okay, great. So we collaborated with them, and then we worked with our chefs, and we had Yakult with butterfly blue pea flower, and we topped it off with some cotton candy at the top. So the kids got to make it themselves, but before that, they also got to work with white melted chocolate. So they got to pipe white melted chocolate into the cup, so it looks like clouds when we pour the drinks in. Yeah, so this is some of the activities you can do with the kids. And I have a bit more time, so I'm going to share one more story about allergies. Okay, I know allergies is a very big topic, and sometimes we think that we've already done our part by putting all the logos that this item contains fish, crustacean, eggs, soy, etc., etc. This story I'm going to share is it was a birthday party, right? The party host was very nice. He told us, I have a guest who's bringing his son. His son is allergic to quite a lot of things, right? He's allergic to eggs, gluten, milk, and nuts. I said, okay, no problem, well noted. We noted the child's name, we briefed the team, we rebriefed them again, we briefed the chef, we said, hey, be careful, this kid, no. All right, day of the party. Heng heng or sui sui lah, don't know fortunate or unfortunate, I got to engage with this parent. And he said, hi, you know my son is allergic to all these items. I said, yes. And the host ordered chicken breaded strips and French fries for the kids to snack on while they play. So he asked me, which of these two items my child can have? I thinking, I've got the answer. I said, oh, you know, the chicken breaded strip is dipped in eggs, so probably not advisable for him to have the chicken breaded strips, but he can have the French fries. The dad asked me, what oil is the French fries fried in? I'm not sure, sir. I need to ask the chef. And then he said, Dad, don't tell me it's safe for my child. So I had to go up to the kitchen, chef, what oil you use? And chef said, don't worry, it's vegetable oil, it's not peanut oil. Okay. Sir, don't worry, it's a vegetable oil, it's not peanut oil. Then he asked, is it fried in the same basket as the chicken breaded strips? Because got eggs will contaminate I'll be right back, sir. Kitchen, chef, how? Then he said, oh, don't worry, chef said, the fries is fried in a separate, independent basket. So there's no contact. Okay. Sir, it's fried in a different basket, so it's safe for your child. So it went down to that level of detail that the team will have to be aware of. It's not just, hey chef, remember got allergy Team, remember got allergy we got indicate the logo already So, you know, we need to be a little bit more aware on that next level, especially when it comes to the kids' allergies. Okay. Now, I'm going to very quickly run through this case study. A very dear friend of mine, Cherry, she started her own brand of kids' makeup and skincare. She started a kids' spa that she opened at the Shangri-La KL. So she's got the play segment down, right? Have the hardware, physical kids' spa. Super cute, kids get to do their nails, they get to put their lipstick, they get to put their sunblock, you know, and they get their girly time. She also worked at Shangri-La KL for the stay component in the room. You see, she's got little cute bathrobes, little sleeping masks, little bathroom slippers, and this beautiful customized tent. This is not your $20 Taobao tent, okay? This tent is also made by one of our very dear friends of ours, Alec, whose family business is doing mattresses. And they have this customized tent, it's 1 meter by 1 meter. So she's also got the stay component down pat, right? But she says the best-selling item that she has in her shop is actually this face mask for kids. It's a bit smaller size for their smaller faces, and it's in a cute kitty cat shape as well. So this mask, she said, there was one mommy who came in and bought 10 boxes at one go. And she was like, wow, got so many kids And this mom said, no, I stayed in the room just last week, and as part of the toiletry amenities, she was given this mask. And she put it on for her daughter, and she put on one for herself. And she told her daughter, okay, when you put on this mask, for the next 15 to 20 minutes, you cannot move, you cannot talk. You can only lie down. Wow, after that, her daughter fell asleep. Mommy don't even need to tell bedtime story that night. Wow, she's so happy. So she came back the next day and she bought 10 boxes. So whether you have a theme room or a kids club or a treasure hunt, actually all you really, really need is just a face mask. Yeah, okay. So to round things up, the commercial playbook is any businesses, look at your product, look at your programming, look at your packaging. You know, we need to simplify decision making for people on holidays, and also look at your safety and hygiene. Make sure your staff is trained to engage, to understand what the kids need. And lastly, the brand advocacy. You're growing your next generation of guests, right? Your photo moments, souvenirs that they bring home, celebrations, loyalty programs. So these are all the things that you want to look at for your commercial playbook. Yeah? And that's it. That's it from me, from Mischief in Action. So any questions I have? Wow, I don't do it very good. Any questions anybody has? No questions? All clear. Very clear. All okay? All good? Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. And we hope that we can make every place a playground, all right? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mia. So remember to connect with Mia as well as she comes off the stage. Feel free to connect with her. She'll be here for a little bit.